keyboard button. I'm gonna mute everybody right now. All right, we're gonna go ahead and get started. I know there will be people that come on as we're going here, but I want to maximize this time. I want to try to keep these each night to anywhere from 30 minutes to an hour at the very most. And here's my goal and what I'm trying to do. There are two big things going on right now. One of them will continue to go on. That is anybody who is an executive. Okay, if you are an executive and you've registered for the new Power Team system, okay, then you will be automatically put into the rotator, meaning that you're going to get leads. However, many that will be and how they will be generated, I don't know. A lot of them I think will come from the YouTube channel. Some may come from other marketing they do along the way, but that's going to be the standard. So that's the first thing, that when you're bringing people on, I don't want you to get into the mode of necessarily saying, hey, you've got to be an executive, you've got to be an executive. You want to be a good messenger. You want to be that individual that lets them know the benefits of what they're going to get with all the different levels, right? And the system's going to do a lot of that for you. Because when they decide to upgrade, it takes them to a page and says, okay, here's the benefits of builder, director, and executive, and it'll take you through all that. And that's what's so awesome about this new system in conjunction with the current system, is that it adds one more level of explanation that you don't have to worry about as much. But here's what I will tell you, that whenever you take, whenever you give all the control you have away, you give the control you have away. Right. So for me, I always try to let people know exactly the benefits in being an executive. If you know my story, if I hadn't have upgraded to executive, I would have lost thousands and thousands of dollars. Right. So it is well worth it to take the time to explain to them that here's what you're going to get because of the comp plan. This is the biggest power, right? Being an executive, you're going to get paid. You're going to max out the comp plan essentially, except for going deep in levels. In other words, that if the maximum commission you can get on your first level for Jumpstart bonuses is 50%, you get that as an executive. I'm a 50K affiliate, and I don't get any bigger percentage as a 50K affiliate than I would as an executive. The difference is that I get Jumpstart bonuses more levels deep, right? So getting people to understand, that's why I say you've got to be a messenger. You want to be that person that makes sure that they understand the message, which is the benefit and the power of becoming an executive. Now, the added benefit to that, is that Aaron Parker? That's Mr. Aaron Parker is here. The added benefit to that is that with the new Power Team system, as an executive, you are going to get put in the executive rotator. So that's the first thing that you want to make sure that you do. Okay, so if any of you on here are not executives, I want to talk about that. Okay, if you want to get to that point where you're taking advantage of not only the comp plan, but of being in the executive rotator for the Power Team system, which they're going to be promoting all over the place, okay, then you need to become an executive. Here's how you do it. It's very, very simple, right? If you are a builder, we'll start from the bottom line, bottom end. If you're a builder and you've ordered your 40 BV for the month, right, to stay qualified, because as a builder, you've got to do at least 40 BV personally every month. To become an executive, the requirement is you, in any calendar month, not in any 30-day period, but in any calendar month, you have to do 200 business volume personally. Okay. So if you've already done 40, that means you've got to order another 160 BV from products. You don't have to get an executive pack. You can buy, like some people buy individual products and so forth. If you know that you want to take advantage of a discount or something, you might want to buy the executive pack. That's perfectly fine. But the requirement is that you do 200 business volume in a calendar month. From that point on, so if you ordered 160 BV with multiple products this month, you would automatically become an executive. And from this month on, all you need is 90 BV to maintain that. Okay. Everybody understand that? Do this or yay, or, this, or what do they call that? I don't know what that dance is that the kids are doing these days. A thong or something? I don't know. But anyways, I digress. Bob, stop laughing at me. If you're a director and you've ordered your 90 BV to maintain your director status, okay, let's say you ordered a director pack this month and you've got 100 BV. You could order another director pack. That way you get 4 products for the price of 3, and you're automatically an executive. Boom, just like that. Okay? So that's the first way to become an executive. The second thing that you need to do, and I know I don't stress this enough, but you really need to do this, is everybody needs to start, if it's financially possible for you and everything, start getting your products at the beginning of the month. And here's why I tell you that. One is, it's off your mind, right? You've got your 90 BV, you're done, you're good to go, and so forth. The other is, it not only helps you, but it helps your upline too. It helps your sponsor. It helps your team, because then they start getting that volume early on in the month, and they can spend the rest of the month bringing in new volume and so forth, okay? So we're in this together as a team. We want to help out everywhere, every place we can. And guess what? Here's what I found in life. Guess what your team does? What they see you do, right? So if your team sees you ordering the first half of the month to get your volume in at the beginning of the month, then they're going to start doing that too. And is it a necessity? No. It takes a lot of stress out for some of us. We're getting down to the wire. We want to hit that 10K, 25K, 50K, 100K. And we know the last 2 weeks in the month, everybody puts their orders in. Wouldn't it be nice if everybody put all their orders in, and then all you're working on is new business at the end? Suggestion, better way to build your business, better way to teach your team, and so forth. If you have not at this point, now see, I've seen, saw, I never get those words right. That's what I like about some of the other languages. They don't have all the nuances. Russian doesn't have to worry about, all the things that we do in English, but in Spanish. If you, at this point in time, have not got your 90 BV, you're an executive from last month, but you haven't ordered your 90 BV, do it. Just do it today or tomorrow, please. Get it in, get it done. That way we can all get, past that and get to the next step, okay? And I'm telling you that because it's going to help you, it's going to help your team, it's going to help everybody. You get the products. Anybody here not using the products anyways, right? All of us are using the products. I mean, if you saw, I just got a shipment today. They scared my little puppy to death because they knocked on the door and threw it on the doorstep, and it was coffee and creamer and a lot of dog treats, and they don't make dog treats this big, but they probably should. And some of the Renew, right? Okay, that takes care of that. You need to make sure that your executives talk to your team, get as many of your team on board, let them know that, hey, if you want to take advantage of that executive rotator, that's the first step. You got to become an executive, okay? The next step is really a lot easier than we think. You need to have 1,000 BV on your team, okay? So in your entire team, right? Doesn't matter who. Let's say you bring in this month you bring in 4 people, 4 new customers or preferred customers or affiliates, right? And 3 of those people buy the hemp exec packs. Well, how many BVs? Is that a word? BVs? How many BVs is that? That's 1,200 right there, plus whatever the other person bought, right? So if you bring in 3 HempWorks executives, you've already got your 1,000. Boom, your 1,000K. Guess what? You get put in another traffic rotator, but this one, Aaron is going to spend $4,000 in Facebook ads. Now, here's the difference in being in the rotator that's just maybe a rotator hoping for action, and the rotator that is being targeted to our system. The leads you're going to get are significantly better. In a much better position, because now you're going to get leads that have been targeted, and Chris Record is a master at doing Facebook trafficking and Facebook ads. So these leads are going to be very, very high quality. I would rather have 1 or 2 leads that convert all the way to paid affiliates than 20 leads and none of them convert, right? Everybody understand that? And I'm not saying that being in the executive rotator, you're going to get leads that aren't going to convert, but it's going to be a different type of leads compared to people spending money on Facebook ads. Plus, now you're getting them from 2 places. You're getting them from the executive rotator, and you're getting them because you made 1K. So I woke up this morning because I dreamt about this all last night. Yeah, I know. I need to get a life, right? I dreamt about this all last night, thinking, what's something that's going to help the team all have success? And I started thinking, okay, what if I can come up? Wait a minute, I don't need to come up with anything. Aaron's already done that at this point. He's already done that with the new system, with the Facebook ads, with the executive rotator. So now I need to get. Let's change up things a little bit. Instead of making a 5K factory, let's make a 1K factory. How easy is that, right? Let's make a 1K. How many of you right now, if you know your enroller tree, how many of you are at least 500K, 500 BV, right? Raise your hand. Yulia, Ellen, anybody else? I know, Lily, you are. I was going to say, Ksenia, I think you are too, right? Jane, aren't you over 500? You're at 2,000? Oh, that's right. You're 2K, okay? So you're already there. Troy's, I know he's already there, okay? So for those people, they just need 500 more, and they're there. They get it, right? So Yulia, Ellen, Ksenia, Jane, and Lily, and the rest of you, your job, your mission in life is to help people on your team get to the 1K, because guess what that'll do for you? That'll get you over the 1K, right? So I'm gonna share my screen here real quick because I want to show you okay. This is your dashboard. Okay. Jordy, I muted you. I'm sorry. Did you have something to say? I shouldn't have. I forget sometimes. I saw that you unmuted, but oh, there he is. Did you want to make a comment, Troy? Or oh,
no, I'm switching from my cell phone to the computer. I'll be there in just a second.
Okay. All right. All right. So if you look at this, here's the first thing. What you want to see, you want to make sure, and if you watch my video today, you want to make sure that this says at least executive or higher. Okay. And you want to make sure this up here says 90 or higher. You see, I don't I don't go hog wild every month and buy 300 BV and products and all that stuff. I usually just purchase. Now I do. All honesty is I do. My wife has an account too, so I buy some products under her account too. Okay, but this has got to be 90, and you want this to say executive. Okay, the next thing you want is you want to come down here to where it says unilevel tree, and you want to make sure that this says 1,000, or that you know exactly where you're at, so that you know what you need to get to that 1,000, right? Because when that says 1,000, then we're going to make sure that we let Aaron know, make sure that he sees that you have 1,000, you're a 1K affiliate, if you will, and that you will then be next month put into that rotator with the Facebook paid traffic, okay? So those are the only two places you don't have to worry about the binary over here or any of that stuff. Now, how many of you would like to get weekly checks of $1,300 to $2,000? Anybody?
Yes.
Bueller. Oh, okay. You can do it if I can do it. I'm just telling you. If I can do this, you can do this very, very easily. All right. So, do I have any questions at all as to what you need to do to be qualified to get on these two rotators? Anybody have a question?
I have one.
All right, Betty.
Hi, Ron. I'm brand new as a builder, so I'm in training and I'm taking in so information, so much of it that I'm getting a little confused. But I do have I just started with 40 PV, brand new. Mm-hmm. And you were talking on your video this morning, and I'm trying to understand it. Keep in mind, I'm new. I thought I was told by some of my upline that if I buy up to 90 PV, that I would be part of what you were offering us from this morning. But then I saw when you were looking on your website, down at the bottom, it has to say 1,000.
Okay. There's two things. What we're trying to do in this group is we're trying to get you so that down at the bottom it said 1,000. That's what we're trying to get you to. We're trying to help you build to that 1,000. But where the 40 and the 90 BV personal volume come in is for even if you get to the 1,000 BV in your team, and if you're not an executive, then you don't get in the second rotator.
Got it.
So first and foremost, you need to become an executive.
Yeah.
Okay. And that's all about, if you can. I mean, I'm not trying to force anybody to spend money that they don't have. I would never, ever suggest anybody go out and sell their firstborn, to get money to upgrade and do all that. But if you can afford to upgrade in this month, then you need to do 200 personal volume. So you need to do 160 more. Okay.
Okay.
That would make you an executive, and then you would immediately also be put into the executive rotator for the Power Team system. And if as soon as you get to 1,000 in your enroller tree, then you would also get in for next month, be put in for the $4,000 being spent on Facebook ads. Okay.
Got it. I'm clear now. Thank you.
You're welcome. Anybody else?
I have a question.
Who said that?
Danny.
Oh, right.
Hey, do you have to be binary to rank up?
No.
Okay.
Different thing, and that's a good question. Let me explain that real quick. Okay. What we have is, and Jenna was talking about this the other day. What we have is what's called a hybrid binary unilevel compensation plan. And what that means is that we get paid weekly on jumpstart bonuses, on jumpstart bonuses, right? We get paid weekly on those. On our binary, we get paid monthly on it. And binary by definition means that you've got two legs, okay? And what makes our system so much more powerful than most out there is most binary companies that have binary comp plans, your rank advancement is based on the binary. So let's say for me, I'm trying to get the 5K affiliate. So I look at my left leg and my right leg, and 98% of the binary companies out there, the requirement is that you've got to have 5,000 total in your binary. So the combination of your right and your left leg, but you can't have more than half of that in either leg. So in other words, if I've got 3,000 in one leg and 2,000 in the other leg, even though it equals 5,000, I'm not a 5K affiliate because I can only use 2,500 of the one leg. Does everybody see that? That's what it normally is. But because our ranks are based on the unilevel, it's a totally different ballgame. It has nothing to do with the binary. So now let's say I sponsor 10 people, and each of those people do 500 BV. Them and their team. So they might do 100 BV, and they might have 2 or 3 people that do a couple hundred BV. But each of those 10 people, if I look at their teams, it equals 500. Now it's spread out over 10 people. Now I'm a 5K affiliate. The rule is still the same. I can't have more than 2,500 in any one of those legs. But can you see how if you spread all that out between 10, 15, 20 people, it's a lot easier for you to get rank advanced. You're not maxing out. If I were to look at my binary right now, and I'm going to look at it, you guys can't see it at this point, but in my binary right now, if I was to see what qualification I would be at, I would be a 10K affiliate instead of a 50K affiliate. Okay? Because I would be maxed out on one leg. But because I've got over 100 personal sponsored people, all of my volume is spread out between those 100 people, and I can easily make rank a lot faster. So when we tell you that you always want to be bringing in new people all the time, that's why, for one thing. But as far as your rank and what rank you're at, or whether you're a 1K affiliate or anything, it has nothing to do with the binary. None of these promotions or anything are based on your binary volume. Okay. So Danny, does that answer your question?
Yes, it does. Thank you.
You're welcome.
Ron, I have a question. Hi.
All right, Lynn.
Okay, so I really want to get to executive. I'm trying to figure out, I started as a builder last month, and I have one director underneath me. And I want to find out is, like you said a few minutes ago about buying extra BVs, that you have to get up to 200. So if I now, this month I already bought this month, I already ordered this month.
Right.
So by the end of the month, if I buy 100, what'd you say, 140?
Well, if you've got 40, then 160. It has to add up to 200.
Okay, so as long as it adds up to 200, then by the end of the month.
Yes.
Okay, and then every month after that, it's just I have to purchase 90.
Yes.
Okay.
That's all it is.
Okay, so I'm gonna go back and look at that because I didn't want the sprays because the customer service says if I chose the sprays, which has a better package, I like the oil and I want to stick with the oil. So that's why I'm kind of hesitant about choosing the spray package to get to executive.
That's what I did. I mean, initially I chose the spray package because I didn't know what I wanted and what I needed. But ever since then, I don't know about the rest of you, but I love the sprays. I keep the sprays here on my desk, and every single morning, that's one of the first things I do is hit the sprays. I love them.
They told me that if I chose the spray package that I couldn't choose the oil products later on. Is that correct?
No, that's not correct. You can do, you can do the sprays now and then order the oils anytime. You can order whatever you want every month.
Okay. Okay.
They must have misunderstood what you're asking.
Okay, great. Thank you.
You can't order sprays and oil in the same order.
Okay.
You have, if you're going to order, if you want sprays and oils, you have to make an order for the sprays and then an order for the oils. And I believe they're working on getting that fixed so you can order either one. But they're kind of like two companies, even though it's one company right now. So they've got to do it that way.
Okay,
But,
great.
you know, I've got plenty of sprays right now, but when I run out of sprays, the month I run out of sprays, I'll order more sprays and then I'll order oils that month too. So you can order whatever you want.
Okay, great. Thank you.
You're welcome. Anybody else? Now, this is the format of these nightly meetings. Because what I want you to do is I want you to spend your day or whatever your time is during the day. If you've got, you know, I totally respect the people that, you know, are working a job and doing things. I mean, like Troy Barrett, man, he's out there Ubering and Lyfting, and that's kind of a cool thing to do because I've got a lot of friends that are doing that and using that as a platform to talk to people. You've got a captive audience, right? But what I want is at the end of the day for us to all gather back. It's like, you know, we used to do this as kids on the farm. We would go out in the morning, 4 o'clock in the morning. You guys all wonder why I'm up at 3:30 every morning because I grew up on a farm. We'd get up in the mornings in the summer and we would all go out and bale hay all day long. And at the end of the day, all of the kids on the farms would all meet in a central area. Actually, on our farm, we had a big campsite out there. We'd all go home, shower up and everything, and then we'd all meet back at the campsite that night and talk about our day, and we'd go out and kill some wild boar. Okay, maybe not that, but we'd go out and, you know, and raid some of the farms and bring in some corn on the cob and, you know, and have s'mores and all this stuff. But the bottom line is we would regroup at the end of the day and kind of talk about the day and find out what's going on and what questions you have. That's where I want this to be. And the reason I want to do it daily at first is because I want you, even if we all get together like this and spend 15 minutes just saying, oh, hey, you know what? Because here's what happens with these messenger threads. These messenger chats get so noisy with stuff going, rolling up, and people say things and they hear things and they, oh no, I got to scroll back. I got to try to figure out where it is and everything. This way, and we're not going to do that. In the journey to 1K, the only thing we're going to be putting in there is I don't need anybody to, you know, put their successes or their failures or their questions. We're going to save those for these, okay? And then that way we can all talk about it. We can all throw, you know, kind of, what do they call that? Troy, is that mastermind, right, Lily? Mastermind. We can kind of mastermind things and see, because there's going to be someone, Terry might, you know, come up with something that I've never dealt with before. Somebody might, Yulia might ask a question, well, what about if you get a prospect that asks this? And I may not know the answer. I may not have, you know, probably unlikely, but I may not have experienced that in my 7,000 years of life, it feels like some days. But, and Terry has. So we can, you know, mastermind this and help each other out. That way you don't feel like there's a day that goes by that you haven't made some forward progress. Because at the end of the day, when all the smoke is cleared, you need to put your head down on the pillow and know that, okay, you know what? I worked today. I did something. I moved forward. I accomplished something. It may not have been exactly what I want, but I stuck to the process. I did what I was supposed to do. I've learned something. I've gotten further ahead. And I'm hoping that, I know that at the end of these 14 days, if we continue to kind of keep ourselves accountable, keep ourselves on track, keep ourselves focused, don't get squirreled, don't get caught up by all the other different things that could be out there, we're going to have success. We're going to have a lot of you get to that 1K spot. And guess what happens when you get to the 1K spot? Here's the thing that is so neat. about getting to 1K. Everything is based on that. How do I get to 2K? I do twice as much as what I did for 1K, right? How do I get to 5K? I can easily start scaling things up. I can tell myself, okay, I brought on 4 people. I helped those people bring people on, and now I got to 1K. Next month, I'm going to do the same thing. I'm going to try to bring on 4 people. I'm going to help the people I've got on the team bring on their 4 people. And wow, now I'm at 3K. And then next month, you do the same thing, and boom, all of a sudden, you've got your name up in lights and you're a 5K affiliate. So don't look at this lightly because we're saying it's only 1K. It's only 1K. This is a very important step. It gets you from that 500, 600 level to 1K, where you pretty much have to have some people on your team. So what I want you to do for tomorrow is, first off, any of you that, after we've talked about it, any of you that aren't qualified, that haven't upgraded or haven't got yours, that can do that and can get that taken care of, let's do that tonight, get it all set. Most of you are. But if you're not, let's get your products ordered. Let's get, take the first step. Your people are going to do what you do. That's your first story. Do you guys understand that? That is your first story. When people ask me what I do, I tell them what I did, right? So if someone says to me, someone comes up and says, "Hey, Alan, you got involved in the business. What did you come in as?" Well, I came in as a sample, and then I upgraded for $32. So it cost me $32. Okay, cool. I'll do that. Right? There's nothing wrong with that. But wouldn't you rather your story be, yeah, man, I came in as a builder, but I realized right away that I needed to be an executive because I was leaving a lot of money on the table, so I upgraded to executive. If I was you, if you can do it, I'd upgrade to executive right off the bat. Which story would you rather be telling, right? Which story of the people that you're talking to? Now, again, please don't, I know people that do this. Well, I'm not going to work with you if you don't come in as an executive. Please don't do that. That's not what we're about. We're about helping anybody, getting people in where they fit in. We're about changing people's lives, impacting people's lives. And some people can only get in at maybe $32. Some people can only get in at the 40 BV level, the builder level. That's okay. Let's teach them how to get to executive. But if you can, do it. Don't leave money on the table. I mean, sit down and figure out, right now, if we get offered this call and you sign up a HempWorks executive, that's 400 business volume. As a builder, you're going to get paid $120. As an executive, you get paid $200. Which would you rather have? Bueller? No, right? I don't think anybody would say, well, yeah, that's okay. I'd rather, for some people, $200, an extra $200 a month buys them groceries for their kids, right? So, and now let's say you've done that twice. So now you've made $240 and you could have made $400. Okay? Let's say you brought in 3 people and you're still a builder. You brought in 3 people as a builder and they all came in as HempWorks executives. So that's 3 times 120, right? That's $360 instead of $600. You see what I mean about money being left on the table? But let's even go further. Let's say that those 3 executives that came in each brought in just 1 HempWorks executive. So underneath each of them, there's another 400 BV, of which as an executive, as a builder, you don't get a penny of. You don't get paid a penny on. As an executive, on the other hand, you're going to get paid an additional $120. So instead of getting paid $360, you're going to get paid $720. Can you see what I'm talking about when you're leaving money on the table? All right.
Hey, Ron,
Yeah.
do you mind if I give them an example of what it looks like once you receive the product and just kind of like a basic building block for the
Absolutely.
with the products? So guys, I like Ron said, I drive for Uber and Lyft. That's why I look so tired. I drove 12 hours each night, Saturday and Sunday night. But the cool thing about when I do that, and so we all have different lives. We are all in a situation where we might be able to capture somebody's attention. And a mentor once said to me, you've got to circulate to percolate. So as Ron's talking about product, I'm in business, right? I'm a 10K affiliate with HempWorks, but I wasn't when I got started. I bought a builder pack. I wasn't looking for a business. I bought a product because I was looking for something to help me with my anxiety. So I have about an executive pack worth of products on hand at all times. But the key thing, you guys, is when I'm out driving, I paid $30 for this box of business cards. And you can go to hempworksgear.com and you can order your cards. You know, I've got my HempWorks cards and I paid $30 for that. So then let's say Ron was talking about you need to upgrade to become a director, an executive by, maybe you just need one more director pack. Well, a lot of times that's going to be, 2 of these bottles of CBD oil. You can see they're brand new because I'm ready for when I go back out driving tonight. And I've got 2 bottles of relief lotion. So that's probably 2 customers. So that means 2 people that when I tell my story, when I'm in the car, which they don't get a choice, we always learn to lead the conversation into something about how to help people, right? I'm not worried as a 10K. I'm not trying to sign up the new executive. I'm not trying to do all that stuff. I really, truly want to change somebody's life. And it's got to go from the brain to the heart. And so what I'm doing is I'm talking to people. I'm asking them questions. What did you do when you were young? Did you play sports? Oh yeah, I'm a runner. That's why I came to Bend, Oregon. I run and I'm in a marathon. Oh, I bet your knees just kill you sometimes. And so then they're like, oh yeah, my knees hurt. And then I'm like, man, I bet you probably tried CBD oil, like some kind of a relief lotion with that. And next thing you know, no, what's that? And then I've got the product right here in my hand and I start telling them about it. Sometimes by the time they get out of my car, instead of about $10 fare for taking them across town, I just sold them 2 products. So if you're going to be in business, you got to have products, right? To then be able to help somebody and make a difference in their life. And so I've got the 2 products right here. It's $140. We can't give a price break, I guess you could, but I'm in business to make money. I bought these as a director. I got a 20% discount. So I already have a little bit of markup. But then I take that money and like Ron was saying, I'm ready for my auto ship the next month. And I put that money towards my next one so that I always have product in hand. So I don't want to talk very long, but I just wanted to make it, he was helping you guys see the side of it, how to become an executive or how to get to 1K. But I work really hard on a daily basis of making a difference in people's lives and trying to help them feel better. And so I wanted to make it look practical of what that could look like for somebody. So Ron, that's what my night looks like on a daily basis.
That is awesome. That is awesome. And the other thing too is, and we talked about this before in the training, be the one that gives the most of these away.
Yeah.
Be the person that gives these away, gives these samples away to as many people as you can. And I'm trying to figure out a way, I wish they did that already, but where you could put a label on the bottom of these so they know exactly where to go after the fact. So you can go to Office Depot or one of those places and get the labels and print them out and just stick them on the bottom here. And then if you're talking to somebody in a face-to-face kind of a situation, man, I'm in a rush, but why don't you take these as a free sample? Boom. So all kinds of ways to reach out, and we're going to be talking about that. I don't want to spend a lot of time on that tonight because I wanted to just introduce this. I saw that Aaron Parker was on, and he apparently he jumped off. I was going to get him. I didn't know that he knew about this. It was just a last minute thing. So, I'm
Ron,
trying to,
he made a comment that he was really it was a positive remark about the 1K and how important it is and then before he left.
oh, this is brilliant. Pay close attention to Ron. Okay.
Yeah.
Well, I asked him if he could join again, and he may be doing dinner or whatever at this point. I know that I was gonna say they're on a cruise, but no, that's the purpose. All right. Any other questions tonight? Everybody understand where we're going, what we're doing? This is where we're going to ask the questions. So I'm not going to do what I'm going to on the Journey to 1K messenger thread. What I'll be doing there is I might be announcing, oh, hey, just wanted to let everybody know, congratulations to Jason Kelly. He just hit 1K. I might do things like that. Okay. Hey, Yulia just did 1K, everybody. She's on her way to 2K, you know, and leave it at that. But if you have questions, okay, if you have questions about what, you know, how do I handle this or how do I handle that, jot them down during the day. And then when we come to these, like tomorrow night, when we get to at 4 o'clock, when we start these, we're going to start them right on time. I'm going to record them. I'm going to create a playlist called Journey to 1K on the Daring Dream Team YouTube channel. And that's where these are all going to be uploaded. So that you can go back and watch them again, right? But make notes of what questions you have during the day, and then let's knock them dead at 4 o'clock Eastern Pacific time every night, so that you don't feel like, oh no, I've got to wait till Saturday, or I'm just not getting, you know, I don't want you to be stuck. Okay, Lily?
Ron, oh, how do I do this?
To ask you, like say that there are a couple of people that later on, say, you know, maybe like 3 or 4 days down the road, if they have someone that they'd like to add here on the chat on the 1K, what would you say would be a realistic cap to not add anymore? or if you've thought of that yet?
Initially I was going to just make it 20. I was going to take the top 20 motivated people, and I thought, you know what, why would I do that? That's, you know, so we can have 150 people on this. And that's exactly why I don't. We can add up to 150 people. It's in this Journey to 1K is only going to be between now and the end of June.
Okay.
Then I'm going to delete the group and start another group for July, and we'll do it again. But I'm going to delete the group, and people will have to request to be a part of it again. So the playlist is going to be Journey to 1K June 2019. Okay.
Thank you.
So yeah, I would say let's just add them. But again, I want to keep no questions in the messenger group. We're going to save that all for here. Okay. And here's the thing is, if we start asking questions, or people start putting things in the comments in the chats, excuse me, you can, if you hit the chat button at the bottom, it brings up a window, and you could click on more, and you could actually, save the chat, right? So if you wanted to save the chat, if it had some, you know, maybe on one night I put up a handful of links. Well, you can save the chat so that you can pull that up, you know, at another time and get that information. Elvia, did you have a question?
So, thank you, Ron.
One of our new superstars.
Well, yes, as soon as I knew the comp plan a little bit and understood it, I decided to go executive immediately. And I need to get 1,000 I've never been successful in network marketing, so I'm kind of just taking a leap again. This is my third one, but I'm actually loving the product and sharing it with people that I think I had 12 bottles of stuff, you know, so I was just handing them out to people I felt like it's going to help them. I guess I think for me, it's going to be mindset that I'm actually going to be successful. I don't know if I'm in Jenna's group, and and kind of, setting up time to at least 2 hours a day, because I do work full time. When my husband and the baby are asleep, I'm working on my business. And so is anybody in that 9 to 5 still, any ideas of how to make this work? But I'm so grateful I made the decision to go executive, because I do see people, it qualifies me a little bit faster, I guess. But it was no more of a question. It's just more like, well, I guess it is a question. Any 9 to 5 people out there? Any ideas?
Well, I can tell you this. One of the things, because it really isn't. It really doesn't come down to 9 to 5 or not 9 to 5 kind of a thing. It comes down to time management. The difference is that some people, their time management is there's a lot of other things inside of that day, that 12-hour period of the day or whatever hours you have in a day, that you've got to rearrange. And so at the end of the day, you might only have 2 hours to spend on the business. And that's, when up until a few years ago, I built all of my businesses. Every time I was in network marketing, I had a full-time job, and I had to rearrange things. I had to make a decision of, do I do an hour in the morning and an hour in the evening? I do 2 hours in the evening. How do I rearrange things? When I first started doing that, it was all local. So it made more sense to do things at night because everybody was off at night. Now that we're international and across the time zones and we're doing everything online and stuff like that, it doesn't matter if you do it in the morning or you do it in the evening. Okay? You just need to sit down and look at your time and say, okay, I'm going to dedicate these times. And a lot of it has to do with sitting down with your family and saying, hey, here's where I'm going to need your help. I need, to have dedicated time for this hour and a half every night after I get home from work or after dinner or whatever it is. And then look at that time and say, okay, these are the profit producing activities I'm going to do. And that's where people go awry. And I see Yulia's not in the picture, so I can pick on her, but when I say profit producing activities, going through Facebook and watching funny stories, and I'm just picking on her now because she did that, and I do it all day long too. But sometimes we get caught up in scrolling through Facebook and we see, all the different stories and everything else. And that can start to grab a lot of our time. So we've got to be careful about that. But on the other side of it too is we can't be afraid of it. We've got to understand that, I was reaching out to a gentleman, and I'll tell you this quick story of why it's so important. Because I was scrolling through my feed today, and there's a gentleman that I've known for a long time. We've been in business together. We've been friends together. We've just known each other for quite a few years. And he's in the Philippines right now on travel. And I just reached out and said, hey, man, I hope you had an amazing Father's Day. I see you're in the Philippines, man. I know that's been a long time since I've been there, and I think he is part Filipino. He reached out to me and wants to talk. He wants to come in as an executive and start using travel incentives to build his business and show everybody how they can do that by using travel incentives. So he's on a 6 million hour flight from Philippine Islands right now. I don't know how long it is. It's really long, but and just because I reached out and said Happy Father's Day and so forth, that's all it happened to take. Now, is that going to happen every time? No, but when you set aside, like Elvia was talking about, when you set aside your time schedule because you're a 9 to 5er, she's got a really cool job. But when you get done and at the end of the day, when you've got to spend that time, you've got to make sure, if you're in that position where you've only got an hour and a half or 2 hours, you've got to make sure that you are doing profit producing activities so many days a week. It may not be, maybe you say, okay, Monday, Wednesday, and Friday, I'm going to do that. Tuesdays and Thursdays, now that I've got a few people on my team, I'm going to help my team and see what's going on with them, whatever it might be. Because don't mistake that working with your team and helping them out is profit producing also. That's what a lot of people forget. A lot of people want to become super duper recruiters. I know a lot of people that are really top-notch recruiters and keep bouncing from company to company to company because they don't know how to build a team. They don't know how to be duplicatable. They don't know what to do to make a sustainable business like we're developing, okay? So those are both profit-producing activities. But when you're first getting started, you need to have that influx of new people. You need to have those people coming in that you're training, you're working with, and getting going. So whether you're working a 9-to-5 job or you're retired like I am, or you only work a few hours a day, whatever it might be, you still need to slot out the time that you're going to work. And I'll tell you that for those of you who work a job, I hate to say this, but sometimes I remember it was easier for me. You know why? Because now that I'm not working a job outside of the house, it's a lot easier to get distracted. Oh, wait, I still can do it an hour from now. I don't have to, I can go play with the grandkids for a while. I can always come back. It's very easy. But when I was working, I knew, man, when I get home, I've got to do this. If I don't go to the meetings and I don't do this, at night and get it done, then I'm laughing because Aaron just reached back out to me and said, man, I'm sorry, I'm dripping, sweaty, wet at the gym right now. I just was popping in to show some support. So.
There's a question, Ron, on the chat from Darlene.
All right. Go ahead.
Darlene,
it's in the
says, Ron, is there someone qualified to build an ad for Facebook in addition to the group split for 1K?
You got me speechless, boy. That's a new one. Here's what I will tell you. I did a Facebook ad the other day, and using the new system as one of my capture pages and graphics and all that stuff. I put it together. I created a whole new account, and it got approved. It was phenomenal, and I was starting to get traffic and pre-enrollees. 3 days into it, I was talking to Carlos. He said, well, how's it going? I said, and I said, let me go check. And I went and checked, and it said, your ad's been discontinued and your account's been closed. Even after they approved it and everything. Okay? So, Darlene, the answer to your question is, I don't know. Well, I do, Chris Record. And he's going to teach a class on it. Now, right now, that training that he's going to give on how to do Facebook ads and how to get around all of that and get them approved and do all of that stuff is going to be for 5Ks and above. But I will tell you this, mum's words, don't tell nobody. But once I know something, I'm not one to really hold back from telling anybody. So I'm not promising anything, but if I learn how to do something, there's a good chance there might be a short video show up in the Deering YouTube channel showing you step by step how to do it. No promises, but I might do that.
We're holding you to it, Ron.
I said no promises. So,
He'll do it.
Facebook comment not to do Facebook ads and to do Messenger ads. What's that? Do Messenger ads?
I think they mean private message, like in chat, but I don't know what that type of ad would be.
I've never seen that on Messenger.
Yeah, go ahead, Ellen.
Someone had came in and asked Chris Record about Facebook ads, and he said he didn't necessarily do the Facebook ads, but he does personal messenger ads, and that's what he would recommend. I don't even know how to do that, but I just remember seeing that comment.
Yeah, I reached out to Chris personally,
Mhm.
Because I'm lucky enough, I do know him, and so I talked to him and said, "Hey, you know, I'm going to start doing some paid advertising. Do you do traffic solos? What is your best recommendation for doing paid traffic?" Um, and he came back and said Facebook ads. Now,
But I mean Facebook personal messenger. But you know
right,
what? If you had a
he,
personal conversation, he probably elaborated more.
yeah, he may be. He said I do Facebook ads. He didn't mention Messenger, but he did say I do Facebook ads, and I'm going to do a training on it, and it'll be for 5Ks and above that. So he went through and and we talked a little bit about that. What he's probably talking about in that context of what you heard him say is he's probably talking about something like ManyChat and doing Messenger ads. You can do Facebook ads that are tied to Facebook Messenger, which are really cool.
Oh, okay.
And you're probably saying, well, Ron, how do you do that? And I'm going to say, I'm taking a course on it right now, as a matter of fact, to learn the technical, ways to do it. I love ManyChat. I use ManyChat for all kinds of things, and it's a great little program. So,
Okay.
but yeah, if you don't know things about, and I'll tell you that again, learning new things. Everybody understand this? Learning new things is amazing. My dad used to always say, once you stop learning, there's no sense being around. So, anytime that you can learn new things, that's awesome. You should learn new things. Hi, Yulia's husband. You should always do that. You should always be in a mode of learning, but be aware of the demons that lurk in the side with too much training, because too much training causes the squirrel syndrome, right? And I believe that you can't have too much mindset training. And Elvia was talking about that earlier. Mindset is to me is 90% of your business. If you don't have your mindset right, you're only going to have so much success, period. If you're one that at every blow of the wind is ready to stop and go somewhere else or quit and things like that, then that's a mindset issue, and you need to work on that. Or if you're struggling with what people come back and say and all those other things. Most of you that are here, I've had conversations with, except for if you're really new, and I know that you may have some mindset issues that you're working on, but it's not a majority of what's going on in your business, because I see all of you at trainings for mindset, and I see you all working on that. And that's always been something that I just didn't realize. I did a lot of mindset training, but I just didn't give it the worth that it was. But the other problem with it is that you see people doing, Facebook ads, they're doing this, they're doing Twitter, they're doing that. Oh, wait, here's a guy that just recruited 50 people. What's he doing? Oh, he's doing lollipops. I better do lollipops, And you don't, there is no jack of all trades and master of none in business. It just doesn't work, no matter what anybody wants to tell you. You've got to master something. And then you can go on, master your Facebook marketing and what you're doing, and then go on to another one. But you need to make sure that you take the time to get good at something. And when I say good at something, that doesn't mean you try it for a week. You try it for 2 weeks. You guys have probably all heard that it takes about 10,000 hours of doing something before you're great at it. And the difference between being a 250K and a 500K and a super affiliate is being okay at something and great at something. And if you want to be, can you guys hear my rabble rouser out there tearing up the house? We're barking at one of the kids right now, but if you want to be at that level of 250, 500K affiliate, that's what you've got to become great at something. And becoming great doesn't mean you've got to be the best. It's just that you've got to become great at what you're doing. You've got to become great. so that it becomes second nature. We've talked about the 4 levels of competence, right? Unconscious incompetence, conscious incompetence, conscious competence, and then unconscious competence. And unconscious competence is when you get in your car and you're driving down the road on a trip, and 10 miles down the road you're going, huh? How did I get here? Anybody ever do that? When you're driving along and all of a sudden you don't realize how you've gotten where you are? You just space it out. That's because you have unconscious competence. It just happens. You don't get in and think about, okay, now I gotta put my foot on the brake or the gas. It just happens. Well, that's where you got to get your business. So you've got to make sure that you're working as hard as you can to get to that unconscious competence level in your business. So when people reach out to you, you're walking down the street, you're out with your family, and someone says something about you, CBD oil or pain or some issue, and you hear it in the background, you're so tuned in because of your unconscious competence that you immediately reach out to them, talk to them, give them a suggestion. And next thing you know, they're a customer or a paid affiliate. How many of you right now, and I'll leave you with this, it's been an hour, right? How many of you right now, when someone asks you, what do you do, have something to say, right? So if I were to come to any of you, and I know that if I pick on, Lily and Troy and Ellen and Yulia and that, I know you guys will, but if I were to come to you and say, hey, I just saw you at the dry cleaners and we ran into each other and, hey, Jane, how you doing? What are you doing these days? Most people throw up on that question. Most people, and I used to be that person, will just, oh my goodness, I'm so glad you asked. I'm in CBD, I make a lot of myself, and 20 minutes later they're going, why did I ask? Why did I ask that question? I'm out of here, right? So you need to have what we call an elevator speech, right? An elevator line that you can give to people when they ask you, whether it's online or offline, what do you do? It might be something as easy as, I teach people how to live a better life, take some pain out of their life, and how to make a little extra income on the side. If that's something you might be interested in. I happen to be in one of the fastest growing trends in our lifetime, CBD oil. Have you ever thought about looking into that as a business? And then you be quiet, right? So know what you do. Because we don't just sell CBD oil, right? We just don't sell CBD oil. We change people's lives. We change people's lives. So, all right, has this been helpful? I hope. Tomorrow night, 4 o'clock, gather your questions as you go through the day. If nobody has any questions tomorrow, it'll be a short meeting. If they do have questions, then we'll go over those tomorrow night, okay?
Thanks, Ron.
Thanks, Ron.
You're very, very welcome, guys. I want all of you on this group to make 1K. Every single one of you. Get upgraded if you haven't. Get your monthly in if you haven't. Get that all taken care of first. Get it out of the way, and then let's get you to 1K. All right? Great to see all your love.
Thank you, Ron. Thank you.
Thank you.
God bless. You're welcome.
Yes, thank y'all.
Bye, everybody.
Bye.
Hey,
Night, everybody.
good night.
Good seeing you, Leticia.
Bye.